Are you ready to grind? It's Sports 56 Grind Time with Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane. Now, here's Peter and Anthony.
Trade deadline day! Oh, yeah. This is the time. It's the day. It's all happening. And in the last hour, it's all just blown up.
Oh, man, going super crazy.
It's going crazy. We had a feeling it might. We had a feeling it just might, and yet here we go.
It is happening.
It's all happening. It's all happening right here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. My name is Peter Edmiston, joined by Anthony Sane. Darian Newsom producing the program.
The genius!
Oh, okay.
Every day.
The genius!
That's
Okay.
I told y'all our first week. You told me I was weird, Peter.
Oh, I know.
Our first week, you told me I was weird. I said, hey, guys, how would you think about the astute trade of James Harden to Philadelphia? You're a fan. You're a fan. You're a fanboy. Don't be a fanboy. I shall look.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I remember clouding you about it.
Absolutely.
I don't remember that at all. I don't remember that.
Absolutely. I am Sir Genius moonlighting as your DJ on today. How are you guys?
Good, brother. Good to see you.
I think you're just making that up. Starting the show with some fiction today. That's unfortunate.
It's fiction. Never happened.
Hate to see that.
We're on wax, Peter. We're on wax, baby. We're on wax.
Yeah, okay. Go find it. Go find it if you got the wax.
I got 2 hours. I got 2 hours. Watch this. It's gonna come with a track and all this other good stuff.
I don't remember any of that stuff. Welcome in, everybody. Yes, we've been discussing, debating, talking, all that stuff, and now it's actually happening. The stuff that is going to happen. The trade deadline is an hour away. It's going to expire in the middle of the show. It doesn't mean that all the trades will be coming through. A lot of times, trades are announced a little bit after the trade deadline. The only rule is that you have to be on the trade call with the NBA in order to by 2 o'clock Central for your trade to count. So you could be, you can make the phone call and you can be put on hold, and you can say, "Oh, we got 10 trades." But as long as it's like voting. As long as you're in line before the deadline, then you can vote. Same thing with your trade. As long as you're in line to have your trade approved by the league, you can go ahead and do it. So that means that some of the trades may not be announced till a little bit later on, but the deadline officially is in a little less than an hour, and we've already got one massive blockbuster that Darian claims to have predicted and been made fun of for. I don't remember any of that. Ben Simmons goes to the Nets. We don't even know if Ben Simmons can play basketball anymore. I've not seen that in a long time. I guess he still can. I guess we'll find out soon enough. I think he has been vaccinated as well, which is nice. He goes to the Nets along with Seth Curry and a couple first-round picks to go along with the move James Harden heading to Philly to rejoin Daryl Morey to pair up with Joel Embiid, who has immediately made NBA Twitter history with one of the most hilarious
What did he say? I
tweets.
didn't see it.
You didn't see his picture?
Nah.
He posted a picture of the dude, the dude that showed up to his hater's funeral, so he could, you remember that? You know that meme?
No, have never seen it before.
You never? Oh, yeah, sure you have. Come on now. The guy that shows up to his.
I'll go check his Twitter.
Yeah. If you don't know where it comes from, there's a guy that says I wanted to show up to my biggest hater's funeral to make sure he was dead, and I think so.
He looks like Zach a little bit.
Yeah, you have a guy dressed up in looking like in the suit and tie. Yeah, that's what he. So he's doing the I wanted to show up to my biggest hater's funeral meme.
Yeah, I've never seen this meme before, but shout out.
Oh, you got it. Oh, it's hilarious. It's one of my favorites. So Joel Embiid throwing that up there, leaving no doubt as to how he feels about all this stuff. Man, this is crazy.
Yeah, so
the Eastern Conference, it's tough, man. It's tough because Philly, something that we've discussed a lot these trades, it takes two to make the trades, and not everyone can get what they want.
Mm-hmm.
But in this case, I think everyone pretty much got what they wanted. Philadelphia, they are maximizing their opportunities with Joel Embiid. He's having an MVP season. He's an amazing player. They're not going to just let that waste away with Ben Simmons not playing. Ben Simmons choosing not to play ends up going to a situation where he's going to be on a championship level roster with Kyrie when he plays, and Kevin Durant when he's healthy. That's a really, really good roster. Daryl Morey insisted that he was not going to trade Ben Simmons for anything other than a high-level all-star player, and he got him. High-level all-star player. So everyone, I think, pretty much, and James Harden, who quietly apparently wanted out and didn't want to do it publicly because he didn't want to be made fun of, too late, for asking out of 2 consecutive teams. But he sort of asked out of 2 consecutive teams. And
in less than a year? I'm not really good with time. Yeah.
No, it's about a
little bit over a year.
Yeah, a little bit over a year, but yeah.
And then the Sixers did not
I saw Michael Lee. I saw Michael Lee of Yahoo Sports tweeted out that he got a text from a player that said it's going to be hard for James Harden to find a teammate to induct him into the Hall of Fame.
Man, what?
I think that's very true. He is a unique dude, to say the least. But man, I think I kind of think I like this trade for everybody. I don't know that it's going to work. I think it depends on Ben Simmons. I think it makes the Nets worse as of right now, but it certainly gives them a guy 7 years younger, and that fits probably better overall. I just don't know how quickly that's going to happen. I think for the Sixers, it gives them a championship opportunity. I don't think it's a perfect fit with Harden and Embiid. They both really need the ball, but you can't deny the talent level, and it makes them even more dangerous. Big trade, man.
Yeah, man. A couple observations. I had 2, but as you were talking, I just started gathering more than 2. A couple observations. Number one, I think that this deal between the Nets and the 76ers kind of solidifies the East a little more. The East was real fluid. Like, it was a lot of teams that you would say could contend for the championship. I still think there's more than a normal season, but I think that this pushes the 76ers and the Nets close to the top, if not the top of the East now, solidified. It was very fluid between 5 or 6 teams maybe in the East. The Nets are in 8th right now. The Sixers are in 5th. I think you'll see both of those 2 teams climb up into the top 3 by the time this is all said and done. The Sixers also did not trade Matisse Thybulle, a very versatile wing defender they have. Tyrese Maxey, who's just been incredible. To add James Harden and not send out any guy who's like, a major – you're talking about Andre Drummond and Steph Curry. Steph Curry is, he's good. He's the real deal. I'm not going to act like he's not. But to be able to keep Thybulle and Maxey on that team, plus add James Harden, you're going to see the return of you're also going to see the return of ISO Harden, 1-on-5 James Harden, which is the best James Harden. I'm not the person who believes that James Harden forgot to play basketball this year. Like I think so much stuff in the NBA involves culture, fit, role. I think all those kind of things matter, and I think you'll see James Harden. He's back with this guy, Daryl Morey. Doc Rivers is an old school coach. He won't mind letting everybody get out the way and let James Harden dribble for 20 seconds. It's I think it's a good deal for both teams for sure. But I do think that James Harden in Philadelphia, that looks very intriguing. I think him and Embiid really can, because we've always said that's what Philadelphia needs, like another lead guard who can actually score, knock down shots. And when you got Harden, who's one of the best all time at doing that, that Sixers team, because I came out super impressed because we talk about the Grizzlies, what they were doing. This Sixers team, just the core of this team without Embiid, all their role players came out there and they beat the Grizzlies. You know what I mean? So that Sixers team, in my opinion, is very good. They're very, very good, very talented. And I think adding James Harden to their core, I think it pushes them up to the top. And not just the East, but in the NBA. Oh, but the Nets. Yeah, I ain't talking about the Nets at all, did I?
No, you didn't.
Go ahead, talk some more. I'll come back.
Let me listen. Feel free.
The Nets.
Go ahead.
I feel like I was talking for 10 minutes straight. Well, the Nets.
No, you're good.
On the Nets side, a lot of question marks, like you said. We don't know what kind of condition Ben Simmons is in. Talked to a friend of mine, Steve Danziger, who used to write for 3 Shades of Blue. He lives in the New York area. He said that the way that things are going, like their mask mandates are coming off, and he said he feels like that those the rules with the state of New York are going to change by the time the playoffs start. If that happens, it makes Brooklyn a much more dynamic team. A lot of points went out of the door, especially with Ben Simmons, who isn't a score-first guy. But even if Ben Simmons is out of shape, I think he adds a lot to this team. I mean, because if anything, he's a better version of Blake Griffin. You know what I mean? Like you could play him almost as a post player until he gets his condition together and he's able to actually defend and play making all those type of things. But I think it makes them a whole lot better, and I think it kind of alleviates some of those chemistry issues you had because it was clear that Harden didn't want to be there. You know, and when you get a guy like Simmons who can defend, play make, he can't shoot the ball, won't shoot the ball, can't make free throws, but he adds. That team needed defense badly, and they're picking up one of the better ones in the league. And at the end of the day, man, you're still talking about a guy who's a very young, all-NBA type talent, Ben Simmons, and you're adding him to that team. You hope Kyrie can come back. You hoping Kyrie can be able to play home and away games with KD. You add Steph Curry, add more shooting to that team. Brooklyn, they feel like they're a lot better team today than they were yesterday. Just being honest.
I think it's a very interesting trade. I think for a big trade like that, oftentimes, you see a clear winner and a loser and all that. I don't think that's the case.
I
think
it's on both sides. Yeah.
I think there are opportunities for it to be a big win for both teams. I think there's an opportunity for it to be a big loss for both teams as well. I think it's a fascinating trade in that regard. I think it could, you could see James Harden, and rumor has it that he's already asking out of the Philadelphia 76ers.
Well, no, he opted in. He picked up his.
No, I know.
Yeah,
I'm just
I know.
No, he did pick up his $47 million player option, which he was not, at least had not done yet in Brooklyn. So you could see that trade. You could see it going really well. For those guys, you could also see, Harden needing the ball too much, Embiid getting frustrated that he's not getting the ball as much. You could see the guys like Maxey, who have come on of late, not getting as many opportunities and kind of, souring a little bit, not playing as well. You could see, the Brooklyn situation. You have KD, he continues to be injured. Ben Simmons comes back. He's nowhere near himself. Maybe he's mentally, maybe his fragility is permanent, and maybe he ends up just really being unable to deal with the pressure of playing in that New York, in that Brooklyn market. You could see it going both ways for each team. It could be a big success. It could be a big failure. So it's a really fascinating trade in that regard. Now, I know a lot of you are wondering, have the Grizzlies done anything? The answer is no. No, the Grizzlies have not done anything as of yet. Will they do something? Maybe a little something. But I still think at this point, anything major would be extremely unexpected at this point. There are some other trades as well.
Busy day, man. Busy day.
Yeah, it's shaping up to be an extremely busy day. It's already started with right out of the gate, we had a 4-teamer to start today, which you always know it's going to be kind of a big deal when you end up with a 4-teamer to start with. But Dante DiVincenzo goes to the Kings along with Josh Jackson and Trey Lyles. Marvin Bagley goes to the Pistons, who the Grizzlies will be playing tonight in Detroit. Serge Ibaka to the Bucks, and Shemi Ojale and Rodney Hood. Watch out. Two Grizz draft Nick favorites end up with the Clippers. So an interesting mix there. Bucks, they take a swing. They needed somebody,
I like what they did.
Another center, with Brook Lopez having the back issue. That certainly is going to be boosted by Serge Ibaka. The problem is that if you watch Ibaka this year, he just doesn't look right. He doesn't look healthy either. He
looks like he's his actual age, and not the age he is on paper.
Yeah. He looks like he's in his early 40s.
He looks like he's about 38, which is what he is. So
he's listed as 32. So
yeah, all right.
So just for whatever that's worth. That's what he's technically listed as. Dante DiVincenzo, I think that's actually a good move for the Kings, as he's kind of replaces a little bit of that production that they saw a loss with Tyrese Halliburton. Sabonis came in. They won last night against the Wolves. Looked really good in the process. So maybe in everybody's face. Yeah, take that.
Yeah. Imagine being Dante DiVincenzo, who you're getting ready to win you still got your ring, but you're getting ready to win the NBA World Championship with the Bucks. You have an injury because he got hurt in the playoffs, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Imagine being like that, like you're about to win a championship. You get a ring that you had no part of, and then next thing you know, you're playing for the Kings. Has to suck, man.
Life is quick.
Yeah, it comes at you fast.
Life comes at you fast.
Extremely.
But in any event, I'm looking forward to the rest of this because we've got about 50 more minutes left. Yeah. It could be.
Then you'll hear some stuff after two, like you said. So you'll.
So let me give you the other rundown of what we've seen so far. Derek White. This is an interesting one. Derek White goes from the Spurs. I like Derek White.
Where's the loyalty, Spurs?
I know. Pop picked him to go to the Olympics over John Morant.
Exactly.
Interestingly enough. Derek White goes to the Celtics. And at first, this thing was just reported as Derek White for Josh Richardson, which is like.
Okay, why? Huh? Yeah.
Exactly. But as always, now we'll again tell everybody that a lot of times these trades are reported piecemeal. Sometimes people don't hear every little detail. Mm-hmm. Sometimes the person that they're talking to only knows something. And so just hold off till everybody just jumping in line to just crap all over the Spurs. Like, what are y'all doing? Okay, hold off. Josh Richardson, Romeo Langford, a 2022 first-round pick that's protected 1 through 4. So that's Boston's pick, and presumably they're not going to be in the lottery. But that's going to be a decent first-round pick. And then they have the opportunity to swap picks in 2028 if they want. So that ends up being a much more equitable deal for Derek White than it sounded like at first. Mm-hmm. Like, Derek White for Derek White, what are you doing? That makes a little more sense. But I think Derek White's a nice pickup for the Celtics. I think the Celtics have actually done a nice job.
Yeah. The annual first-round pick for a guy that's pretty good pick for Boston. This is what they kind of do. Every year.
Yeah, this one actually makes more sense, though, I will say, than some of them did. They also had a very small trade with the Magic in which they traded a future second-round pick to go along with P.J. Dozier and Bol just to get those guys off the roster, so they could open up some roster spots potentially.
Just a good old Bol.
Also, I know. And just in the last 20 or 30 minutes, Torrey Craig goes back to the Phoenix Suns, where it's kind of his natural home, in exchange for Jalen Smith and a future second-round pick. And that sounds like a small deal, but remember that Jalen Smith was picked with the 10th overall pick in the draft by the Phoenix Suns. So while it hasn't really worked out for Jalen Smith, just a reminder that this is a guy that was picked in the 2020 NBA draft. That same draft where we saw Anthony Edwards on top. Jalen Smith was taken 10th. Halliburton was taken 12th. Cole Anthony 15th. Isaiah Stewart 16th. Precious Achiuwa 20th. Tyrese Maxey 21st. They missed on all those guys to take Jalen Smith, and then they've now traded him to go get back Torrey Craig. The Suns have done a really nice job, and they're a nice story.
They do some weirdo stuff, man.
But they are not. Let's not go crazy about what that front office is. There's some issues in that front office. Yeah. So there you go, right there. When we come back, I want to talk a little bit about the Tigers because we're going to slide that in.
Oh, you better.
In the midst of all this. And, of course, we're going to be keeping an eye on that breaking news, I can assure you, throughout the afternoon. As we continue live from the Family Leisure Studios, join us on the AutoZone listener line. Get in the zone. AutoZone. Yeah. 360-8255. Real Sports Talk Sports 5698.5.
Brett Norsworthy and Gabe Kuhn drive you home with Sports Time on Sports 56. Brought to you by DeSoto Auto Sales. Weekday afternoons from 3 to 6 right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
It's a new year. That means it's time for a floor model sale at Family Leisure. You can help Family Leisure make room for all the new 2022 products that are coming in. All floor models are priced to move right now. If it's on the floor, it's on sale. But you better hurry to get these special savings because once these floor models are gone, folks, they're gone. We're talking theater seating, massage chairs, arcades, foosball and hockey tables, all on sale. Shuffleboard tables, pool tables, they're on sale too. Plus, there's so much more on sale, and you can get New Year's deals on spas and swimming pools as well. Family Leisure needs the room for new inventory. So what's here has got to go. You can help them. The floor model sale is happening now at Family Leisure, Whitten Road at I-40, where family and fun come together. Happy New Year from our good friends at Family Leisure.
Hi, everyone. Greg Gaston for FanDuel. The NFL season all comes down to this. Super Bowl 56 with the Rams taking on the Bengals. To celebrate, FanDuel Sportsbook is hooking all customers up with a risk-free same-game parlay. New and existing customers can place any same-game parlay of 3 legs or more on the Super Bowl, and if you don't win, FanDuel will refund you. Already have an account? To qualify, just place your risk-free same-game parlay before the Super Bowl kicks off. New customers, join today with promo code GASMAN to enjoy 56-1 odds on either team to win the Super Bowl. You can turn a $5 bet into $280 in cash. FanDuel is an official sports betting partner of the National Football League. Must be 21 or over and present in Tennessee. Refund issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Max refund is $5. Unless otherwise specified, restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you have a gambling problem, call Tennessee Redline at 1-800-889-9789.
Do you know one of the best things you can do for your employees or family's health? Provide Arctic Clear bottled water. Arctic Clear bottled water is your locally owned and operated bottled water provider. Arctic Clear is 100% natural spring water with free delivery and setup, dependable service, and no long-term contracts. What an easy choice. Call Jeff Manus today, 901-382-2363, or visit arctic-clear.com. Arctic Clear bottled water. Call now, 382-2363. That's 382-2363.
Ole Miss Rebel Yell is back. The Rebel Yell Hotline Radio Show is back on WHBQ Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Every Monday night at 6, hear the latest news on your Ole Miss Rebels with Yancey Porter with 24/7 Sports, former Ole Miss defensive tackle Mike Fitzsimmons, Gordon Ford covering SEC Sports Call, and former Ole Miss baseball announcer Gary Darby. From kickoff to free throw to extra innings, your Ole Miss Sports on the Rebel Yell Hotline Show right here Monday night at 6 on Sports 56, 560 AM and 98.5 FM. Your Mid-South Sports Station.
Now, back to Sports 56 Grind Time. Here once again are Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane.
Bruh, these poverty-ass franchises be giving away dudes to contending teams, bro. Good God, man.
What you call them, poverty?
Damn.
All right, Pete.
How you just giving away 3-and-D dudes, bro, for nothing?
I mean, hey, Robert Covington can move. Anybody can move.
Man, I'm talking about Aaron. Hold on.
Aaron Neville.
Aaron Aflalo.
Oh, my bad. Hold on.
They trade Aaron Neville.
That's the wrong one, man.
Aaron Aflalo.
I'm
said Aaron Neville.
I'm totally wrong. This is Aaron Holiday. I thought that was
Yeah. No.
All right, Pete. This was for you.
my bad.
February 10th, 2003. What happened?
2003.
Uh-huh.
2003. Let's see. 2003.
Oh, I know what it is.
19 years ago. Mr. Perfect.
They went 2000.
Come on with it. Come on.
Mr.
Come
Perfect
on.
passed away?
There you go.
Okay.
Golly.
I was thinking somebody broke.
Man,
the
golly.
Perfect record. That was too long ago.
God.
He's been dead since 2003.
I can't believe it's been 19.
That's why I
That's so
started
sad,
today with
man.
Kurt Hennig, man. You know.
Yeah.
You know. We have another Mr. Perfect. You know, he'll be joining us in a second, Mr. Fisher. But hey.
Cut that music.
Hey.
What I'd like to have. Right?
Yep. 2003. Kurt Hennig, man. Golly, the brain on you,
Oh, yeah.
Peter.
Bro, when young Anthony Sane, childhood Anthony Sane saw Mr. Perfect spit the gum and smack it
Oh yeah.
simultaneously.
Oh yes.
I did that all. I did that all the time. All the time. Man. All the time.
There's so many pieces of gum
Smack.
stuck
Every
somewhere
time.
in my parents' house that from
Yeah.
yeah.
All along the playground, there's just gum.
Just go.
I think I did mine with like wet tissue paper. I was just actually using gum.
Smacking it just wherever I touch.
I don't think I actually saliva moistened toilet paper was mine. I don't think I actually was getting rid of gum like this.
But yeah, we've been noticing lately Saints been having these I'm getting old moments. But yeah, 2003, you're Mr. Perfect, man. You're getting up there, baby. You're getting up there,
sad,
baby.
Man. Just so sad. Oh, man. All right, so trade deadline day. The Tigers also victorious last night, getting that win over Tulane, and so much more to get to. But we got to bring in our buddy. We got to bring in fellow pop star, double the pop star element on this program. He is the one and only Rob Fisher. Trade deadline, Rob Fisher. Are you moving to a different franchise? Is there any talk about moving any of the broadcast elements to any of the other teams? That's what I've heard. Some rumors that might be the case.
I hope not, man.
For Mark Jones, that's what I heard. Yeah. I heard Mark Jones was coming for.
Really? Well, you guys lost that deal.
Yes. Oh man. Oh. Wow.
No
sounds like a little disrespect.
But that's not a good deal.
Sounds like a little disrespect.
Man, what's going on with you?
What do you make of this trade deadline, man? We're seeing some stuff. Some stuff's happening.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just kind of keeping my eye out to see if the Grizzlies get involved in anything, and kind of hoping they don't, I guess. Or if they do, that it's something marginal. I mean, I don't expect anything from the Grizzlies today. I don't know what you're doing. I think it's more listening than it would be being active and seeking. So, we'll see. We'll see before it's all said and done if anything's done. But I think the Grizzlies are one of 3 teams. They got to feel pretty good right now, and you haven't seen any of them really active with Phoenix, Golden State, and the Grizzlies. I think they're the 3 teams in the league that you just kind of feel pretty good where you're at.
Yeah, I totally agree as well. I think that something you can kind of take from this is because it seems like a guy like Tyus Jones. If they were going to trade a guy like Tyus, it seems like that kind of deal would have been done. Now, like you would have already heard it, you know what I mean? So that kind of tells you they feel like they're going to go all in with what they had, which, it depends when you ask me, man. Ask me tomorrow, I might feel differently. Ask me in a couple of days. I'm fine with it. When you're this ahead of schedule like the Grizzlies are, you can't really feel any type of way, especially if you feel like this team can maximize itself just organically, just by developing throughout the season.
Yeah, no doubt. And then, you have – you got an addition coming in Dylan Brooks whenever he comes back. So, I think that's a huge addition for you, because if you're to make a move now, I keep asking everybody the same question. Everybody who wants to come up with these moves and very minor moves, and I think, all right, well, if you're going to make that move, really, I mean, who's the player you're bringing in going to play above at this point? And you have to feel if you're going to acquire somebody, it's because they're going to play. But who's not going to play? So, and then with Dylan Brooks coming back, that just adds another piece of who's not going to play. So I don't expect anything. I don't think anything will happen, and it's kind of gone that way so far. Just the biggest takeaway, I guess, is waiting for the James Harden thing to happen, which just did. And, he's now heading to Philadelphia, and the Sixers pulled the trigger there. And, it felt like the Sixers needed to do something to try and solidify themselves in that Eastern Conference. And they did. And Philadelphia, or in Brooklyn, it's interesting what's going to happen there. I mean, there's still nothing until KD comes back, period. They're just not. And until he's back, Brooklyn's going to continue to free fall just because they don't have enough players. Now, they acquired themselves a bunch of them today, so we'll see how much that helps. But as far as them contending, yeah, it's they're going to need Kevin Durant if they're going to contend, period.
Very clearly. Very clearly, you're going to have him. I have no idea what Ben Simmons is going to look like at this point, having not played for a while. A lot of questions for both teams. Like I said, it's very intriguing because I could see it going really well for both teams. I could see it going really poorly for both teams. It's a lot of questions. So those are fun. Those are fun trades when you get into that situation. I'm also intrigued by seeing what's happening because the East looks like the East. At the top there, you see with the Sixers, the Nets, they are both making pushes for sure. The Bucks, we've seen adding Serge Ibaka. They clearly are trying to load up to some degree. You saw like Thaddeus Young going to the Raptors. There's some moves that are happening here. In the West, it looks like everyone's kind of just chilling.
Right.
I don't see a lot of stuff going on. Obviously, you saw the Jazz making a little bit of mostly a money-friendly deal, getting Nickeil Alexander-Walker and former Grizzly Juancho Hernan-Gomez for Joe Ingles, but he's out for the year, so it didn't really matter at that point. The Kings are doing a bunch of stuff, but the Kings are not in serious consideration. So I don't know, from the Grizzlies' perspective, Fish, I don't know if it's encouraging or what, but the top of the West, no one seems to be concerned, and they seem to be happy with what they've got.
Yeah, I think because in the East, 1 through 9, 1 through 10, they all feel like they legitimately have a chance to win the Eastern Conference. So, can you make a move that can lift you a little bit above your competitors? And I think you're seeing everybody trying to do that. But in the West, I just don't think any of those teams, there are moves that are out there that make you significantly better. The two teams that seem to be the most active are two teams that are trying to get in the play-in game with Sacramento and New Orleans. Other than that, everybody seems pretty content where they're at. And, I think that's good for the Grizzlies because I think where you're at, you're solidly the third best team in the Western Conference, third best team in all of the NBA for that matter. That you're good. And, I think the teams behind you, there just wasn't that move. What's Dallas have to move? What's Utah? What do they, how much do they want to disrupt what they're doing? And it was a minor move they made, but that was just to replace Joe Ingles. And in Denver, I guess you still have hope that Jamal Murray's coming back. So, yeah, I don't think it was as concerning for teams in the West as it was in the East, because in the East, you got to feel in the East that you got a shot. I think everybody in the East has to feel like they have a shot.
Rob, what do you have any concerns about Dylan's mind state? Like, we've seen good Dylan, bad Dylan. I've kind of got a fear that Dylan's on the side, just wait, like these guys are holding down the fort for me. You know what I mean? Which would be the worst attitude. You know what I mean? I wish it would be the worst attitude to have, but I kind of feel like that might be where Dylan is in his head, man. Like, just wait till I get back, so I can lead my guys again. You know what I mean? Like, which version of Dylan Brooks do you think we're going to get?
I think we're going to get a really good Dylan Brooks. What I expect to get from Dylan Brooks is I think a guy who's been sitting on the sideline watching this team and how they're performing and how they're winning games and figuring out how you're going to fit in. I think this timeout's going to be important for him. And now that he's been on the bench and he's been watching, I think, with the excitement of the team and the success of the team, I think you learn a lot by watching. And I think Dylan's going to learn a lot by watching. I think when he comes back, he's going to have that defensive intensity that he'll bring to the table that'll be infectious on everybody, which will be a positive for the team. And then offensively, I think you just kind of you learn. And I think Dylan will come back and, similar to when we've seen other guys who have been out and they've come back and they've just fit right in when they've come back. I think Dylan will fit right in. I think now you see how Desmond's playing. You see what Ja's capable of doing night in and night out. You see what Jaren's doing. That you come in and you have to just fit in. Dylan isn't a guy that always takes the best shot. We all know that. Well, this team is a team that right now, the way that they move the basketball, the way that they have other guys that can score, they're getting good shots and taking the best shots. And I think Dylan will fit right into that, you cut down on bad shots being taken. Can Dylan still fill it up when you need somebody that when other guys aren't going? Sure. But I don't think Dylan comes back thinking he's one of the top 2 options on the team. I don't think it's what you're thinking, Anthony, of the other guys that are just holding down the fort for him.
For me.
You're right. I don't.
Are you sure, though?
Well, I guess I'm maybe not 100% sure, but I feel pretty good about it, that I don't think that's the case. I think because of his want and his desire to win and what he did in the playoffs last year, I think Dylan's going to fit in just fine.
We got ourselves a breaking news trade here. Does not involve the Grizzlies, at least as of yet. Shams Charania reporting that the Mavericks are trading Kristaps Porzingis to the Washington Wizards in a deal involving at least Spencer Dinwiddie, but I presume that quite a bit more on the way besides that. So the Kristaps Porzingis / Luka Doncic era is over.
Man.
Already.
Boy.
Just like that.
A lot to show for it.
Man. Okay. Now we wait to see what.
Problem too is they just don't have a lot of depth.
No, they don't.
If the Grizzlies are healthy and Dylan Brooks is back, I really don't fear Dallas, despite the fact that Dallas won 3 of 4 against the Grizzlies this year. I don't. There's only one team that kind of scares me in the first round of the playoffs, and that's Minnesota. Just because they've been a hard matchup for the Grizzlies this year.
I really don't. So this is kind of my hot take on it. Looks we'll wait to see what the deal situation provides here. But I think it's good news for the Grizzlies, honestly, that Porzingis is gone. I think he actually is a matchup problem for the Grizzlies.
Oh, yeah.
I think that makes the Mavericks a lot easier to deal with. But I'm guessing Kyle Kuzma is probably going to come back in that deal. If I had to guess, seems like the only guy that makes sense for Dallas at this point. And I think Kuzma sucks, so I think that's good for the Grizzlies as well. The thing with the Grizzlies, to go back to just my opinion, to go back to what you were saying, Fish, I think it's hard to tell because last year we saw in the play-in game, the play-in games, and then we saw in the actual playoff series against the Jazz that the depth that the Grizzlies thought they had really wasn't there. A lot of guys didn't show up. A lot of guys did. A few guys really did. You saw the beginning of what Desmond Bane has turned into. John Morant was sensational. You saw a few guys really step to the plate, but you saw a lot of guys not so much. Your DeAnthony Meltons and all that. So it's hard for me to know exactly when the playoffs roll around which Grizzlies team we're going to get. Is the confidence that's flowing through the Grizzlies organization and the team right now going to just extend over to the playoffs, no problem? Or are you going to see, as we saw at the end of last year, some guys start to get a little tight when the lights brighten up just a little bit, and you're a favorite? If you come into the playoffs as a 3rd seed, and then you're going to be home court advantage, and you're a favorite. Grizzlies have never been in that position really to speak of. Right. It just has never really been a place for them. So how will they handle that? I still have some interesting questions about how that's going to roll.
Well, sure. I mean, I think when Steph Curry and Steve Kerr were asked about the Grizzlies and how good the Grizzlies were, they both pretty much said the same thing. Well, playoffs are different. Let's see what happens come playoff time. But I think it's good that this team had playoff experience. I think it's good that they have a leader that has, was great in his first playoff experience and has taken it over into this year. I think the good thing, too, is this team, I think, learned from that playoff experience last year and learned what you need to do in the regular season. I think one of the impressive things about this Grizzlies team and what they've done this year is the effort and the energy that you see night in and night out. Great teams bring it every night. And for the most part, Grizzlies have been a team that brings it every single night. And I think that's been one of the most impressive things, because that's what you have to do come playoff time as well. So I think they're showing the ability to do that in the regular season, that I don't fear that that's going to be a problem in the postseason. Now, as far as execution and certain individuals, maybe, as you said, getting tight come postseason time, well, I guess that's always a possibility. I just think this team, with the confidence they're playing with, I mean, we saw it last year. They were a 500 team, and just, you know, you start tinkering with the lineup and things started getting a little weird, and they didn't really hit their stride until right before the playoffs, and it carried over into that playoff series, and the energy was there, and the effort was there, and they played really hard. The Jazz were just better and beat them. I think this year it carries over into the postseason, what they're doing in this regular season, and I don't think they miss a beat. I really don't. I don't think they have a team that's just going to get tight, because I think they have a team that believes in themselves right now every single time that they take the floor. I mean, it's amazing to watch that every night that they hit the floor, you think they're going to win. And for the most part, at least recently, they have been.
Well, the deal, so we're learning more about this deal for Dallas and Washington. The Wizards are trading everybody, by the way. I mean, you can get your phone call in right now. Tommy Shepard on the phone. You just call in now. You want somebody not named Brad Beal? Hey, have at it. Go crazy.
Have at it.
The deal, and it's such a wonderful roster as well. Montrezl Harrell's gone to the Hornets. Aaron Holiday's gone to the Suns. Those were guys that played for the Wizards, by the way. And then, just FYI, now Dallas sends Kristaps Porzingis to the Wizards for Spencer Dinwiddie and Davis Bertans. That's it. And maybe like a second-round pick, possibly.
They got work, bro. Like, Dallas got finesse out of that deal. Like, Porzingis,
Dinwiddie, if you watch Dinwiddie play this year, he's not playing very well.
Nah.
He has been a really good player at times, but not this year. He's not doing well at all. So unless you think he's going to be, much better, and that there's a lot of improvement.
Scenery guy.
Yeah, change of scenery, exactly. I mean, shooting 38% from the field right now, so that's not real great. Davis Bertans, again, a guy that's a very one-dimensional, certainly can shoot, and is definitely white, and so that's big for the Mavericks organization. We know they really appreciate that. But Bertans has not shot well this year at all. So, it's not a good contract. It's not a good player. And Porzingis' contract is terrible too, but, like, I don't even think it's the word. It's not. Porzingis is playing, like, pretty well. Like, he's seemingly healthier and playing reasonably well. I got to say, I'm absolutely baffled from the Mavericks' perspective. They got the worst contract and the worst players, and they sent out a pick. I don't know what they're doing. I think I
know part of it. I think they know that Brunson's not coming back.
Luka must hate Porzingis. I mean, just hate him.
He must. With a passion. I think they know Brunson's not coming back, and they're trying to get somebody who can be that guy for them next year. Somebody. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Cause, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, but then when he sucks,
hey, but I ain't gonna lie. The Mavericks kind of had me scared come playoff time. Cause them being bums, I'm down for it. Cause they got bummy in this deal. They look a whole lot worse after this trade was made. Because Porzingis, when he's healthy, like, that Dallas team is good. So I don't get it. But, hey, ain't my problem.
Yeah. I'm with you, man. I think, when Porzingis is healthy, I don't even know if I'd say they're good. They're better. They're better because he's such a mismatch problem for anybody you go up against. But now where's their advantage? Where's their mismatch? Unless Luka just is Luka and goes off. I mean, is that what you're hoping for night in and night out? Well, that's just not enough. Like I said, Grizzlies have lost 3 or 4 to the Mavericks, but especially if Dillon Brooks is healthy, it's a team that just doesn't scare me. Grizzlies have just had trouble really guarding Luka, and because he's such a big physical guy, and you need a guy like Dillon Brooks out there. And if Dillon's out there, I don't fear the Mavericks. I just don't.
No, it's certainly not.
And I don't think and I'm with you. I don't think they got better today.
Yeah, man. I'm down for all of it. I'm waiting for the buzzer beater trades to come in now, man. Right at 2:00 stuff. I ain't gonna lie, the Grizzlies need to call Washington and go get I'm about to sound real Facebook, I don't care. Go get Kyle Kuzma, bro. Quit playing around. He's weird. He's just weird like the rest of these dudes on the team. He fits the culture.
Does he?
Yeah, he's friends with Jaron and them. You know that? That's their guy.
No, but that doesn't mean he fits the culture.
He fit right in. He fit right in.
Bro,
with
he
Dylan.
would be.
He and Dylan would be best friends.
And we would embrace the crap out of that dude here. Facebook loves him. Jaron loves him. You should too.
They would wear weird clothes together.
That should be the Grizzlies slogan for next year. Kyle Kuzma. Facebook.
I mean, if that's all it took. If that's all it took. I mean, if that's all it took to get Porzingis,
Yeah, man.
should have gotten Porzingis. I don't know.
No, I'm good. I'm good on that
Good
contract.
Lord.
Hey,
My God.
Rob, get off the phone. Call Watson. Go make a deal happen, man.
Okay, and who do we want? We want Kuzma.
We want Kuzma. Send him.
No. There's no we. There's no we want
Send him
Kuzma.
Kyle Anderson.
He wants Kuzma.
Kyle Anderson. Hold on. I'm about to dust off the trade machine. I typically don't do this. Hold on.
Oh no.
I don't do this. I'm not a trader.
Yeah, don't
Just
do
crush a lot.
Just don't.
I'm not a rapper.
Don't do this. Don't do this. I'm not a media member. I'm a pop star.
That's me.
That's right. That's right.
I'm not a media member.
Yeah.
Yo. Drop that track.
Yo.
I'm trying to get Kyle Kuzma. But see, nothing rhymes with Kuzma. See?
Yeah, that's the problem.
I'm trying to make these numbers work.
How's it coming?
I try to get Kyle Kuzma so I can choose my fortune.
Kuzma.
There you Yeah.
Kuzma.
There you go. Kuzma.
I'm not a
and
rapper.
Kuzma.
Yeah, Kuzma and Chuzma. There you
Josh
go.
trying to
Come on.
get his own Kuzma. I'm trying to get Kyle Kuzma. See, John, NBA 2K22
Oh my.
We need shooters like 22s, ma. Hey, bro, I'm dropping balls on y'all for free, man. Y'all better be recording this, man. Y'all recording this podcast?
Kind of, sort of.
Sort of.
Hey, man.
Mars is maybe a little.
You might throw in Richie Hachimura. If I need some more, we about to go on tour.
Oh.
Rob, what you think, Rob?
Nah.
I don't know, man. You had me excited at first, and now it's
hey, man.
faded.
Yes. We're struggling.
Yeah.
Go get Josh Minot.
Why
Let him
not?
play.
Why not? Why not go
That's
get
right.
Minot?
That's right.
It's time to get Josh Minot in the mix. All right, Rob Fisher. There's a game tonight too. By the way, I don't know if that matters at all. I mean, to the extent that you can call something against the Pistons a game, an NBA game, it's the closest thing to a G League exhibition as you're going to find. But the Grizzlies, the Pistons, Grizzlies looking to do. It really is at this point now. The question is just what are you going to see from Ja, because Ja and Jaren, 56 combined points in 52 combined minutes against the Clippers. And man, the confidence level is. This team is just an incredibly. I just don't remember ever having this much fun watching. Every game is a highlight reel, and it's a pleasure. It's awesome.
Yeah, and they're doing it right from the opening tip, man. I mean, it's 7 games in a row now that they've scored 30 points in the first quarter. They've just come out and played well from the get-go and just kind of killed the spirit of the team that they're playing. So, yeah, you hope that continues tonight. You'd like to see tonight what you saw in Orlando. Just take care of business. Get yourself what we like to call a professional win, and then get out of here and let's go get ready for Charlotte. So take care of business tonight. And the way the team's been playing, I think against any type of opponent, that's kind of what you expect from them, and that's what you expect from them right now. So hopefully that'll be the case again here tonight.
I got to trade Kyle Kuzma, Kyle Anderson. Trading off the Cows. Both have horrible hair. Grizzlies also sent out a second-round pick. Call it in, bro. It's done.
It's
Do you want me to make that call?
Yeah, make the call. Call it into the league.
Peter, should I make that call?
I would not make that call, no.
Man, you smoking.
No, I would not make that call. I can't wait, though. You're going to be on the call tonight as the Grizzlies take on the Pistons. Thank you, Rob Fisher!
You got it, man. Always great to visit with you guys on trade deadline day.
Love it. Fantastic. It's going to be, and there's more to come. We got about 10 minutes left, theoretically, but I think there's going to be more to come in these 10 minutes. We'll see. We'll come back, take a break, see if anything does happen in these 10 minutes. As I said, stuff will be announced afterwards, too. So big trade deadline show here. Real Sports Talk Sports 56.98.5.
The all-new Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Brought to you by Action 24/7, James Gaddis Jewelers, and Acura of Memphis. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10 right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. I'm here at Town Village Audubon Park interviewing a new resident, Carolyn. Share with us why you chose Town Village.
Well, if your parents or special friends need to make that big move, let me share with you my experience. It was tough for me to leave home, but then I discovered Town Village. I would like to highly recommend Town Village to you and your loved ones. After looking at all the amenities and meeting all the people and staff, I was hooked. From restaurant, bistro, 3 meals per day, housekeeping, transportation, security, health care, physical therapy, exercise room, and even a heated pool and spa. Come see us and make your new home at Town Village.
Visit us and call Daniel at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home, Town Village.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
I'm Brian Elder. There are a lot of ways to ruin your roof. Probably none worse than ice and snow. Google the term ice dam, and you'll understand that standing snow and ice can destroy your home's interior. Call me, 867-0303. Damaged ceilings or interior? It's time to call Brian Elder Roofing, 867-0303. We're a platinum preferred contractor with Owens Corning, so we've been vetted and trained by the best. You've known the name for years. Call me before you call your insurance company. We won't try to sell you a new roof if you don't need one. We'll measure your roof from outer space. Call me, 867-0303 or BrianElderRoofing.com.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Welcome to Triumph Auto Sales, where you'll have a great car buying experience. Triumph Auto Sales is your #1 source of quality pre-owned vehicles ranging from lease returns to new car trades, all at huge savings. Plus, Triumph has a full array of financing options to meet your needs. Find your next car online at TriumphAutoSales.com or stop in today at 4875 Elmore Road. Triumph Auto Sales will help you get the vehicle you want at the price you need and the service you deserve. For a great car and a great experience from a local and family-owned business, visit Triumph Auto Sales.
Now, back to Sports 56 Grind Time. Here once again are Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane.
Oh, man. So we got our buddy Dustin Starr coming up here, top of the hour, and he just tweeted out that he's going to announce a huge match during our segment.
No.
And that somebody who's listening is gonna win tickets. So I think it's very interesting just to kind of keep an eye on that and just listen in. So
Pastor Peter got a question for you.
Okay.
Did you know about the match that I sanctioned while you were out?
Here, man.
I have you a ring announcer, which was our famous caller that just got off the line, Mr. Rob Fisher. He's going to call the bout. It will be Miss Evil Sane. And in his corner, C.J. Hurts, I believe. Against Dustin Starr and Maria Starr. She's going to be in there.
Love it. Love to see it.
Man, Dustin know what's up, man.
Yep. Rob Fish said he would gladly call that for me.
He better lace up them skinny jeans. He going to get in the ring with me, bro. That's all I got to say.
Little double J, little Jeff Jarrett for you.
You better star some boys down.
JARRETT.
So, yeah, Pastor Peter, we get to sit ringside and watch Evil Sane. That's his name.
Man, y'all don't want to see that, bro.
CJ's going to flake out. He doesn't know who to hit. He said both are his friends. He's not going to hit Dustin nor Anthony. I'm like, it's CJ. I don't know what that's about. Whatever.
I hit all of them.
There you go.
I hit everybody.
There you
I had
go.
no problem at all.
Peter going to come out there.
Peter has no problem with throwing fire.
I'm going to be like Stone Cold. I'm just going to start stunning everybody. Just everybody gets a stunner. I don't care who it is. You're going to get a stunner. You're going to get a stunner. You're going to get a stunner. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go.
Peter going to come out there with double masked up.
He's going to take off the mask. You think it's him, and then he got another mask on. It's like, who is that?
He's going to have like the Rey Mysterio mask with a COVID mask on top of it.
Yes.
That's right. That's right. Exactly right. I told listen, I told I told Dustin he needs to have an anti-vax character.
Yeah, he's got the character.
It might be a little bit too
late. Too late in the game. Yeah. He missed the opportunity, man. He missed it.
No, I just mean it might be too hot for TV. Like back in the day when they when they did the whole like you remember back in the Gulf War thing when Sergeant Slaughter was like the Iraqi sympathizer, and he was talking about how Saddam Hussein, all that. Like, okay, like it might be a little similar to that. It's like, okay, let's not do that. But man, it would be such a good, it would be such a good character though. The anti-vaxxer and all.
The anti-vaxxer.
He's got those guys though. I can't think of what their names are, man. He's got the guys on his roster already.
Don't worry about he got you. Don't worry about he got you.
Nah, he ain't had me talking about no anti-vax.
He got you.
Me.
He's gonna bust you upside the head with that chair under the ring.
Dustin ain't ready.
Oh, Pete, then they tried to flip it on me. They said, Darian, be careful what you wish for.
You.
We might jump you. Yeah, they tried to turn it on me last week.
Go ahead again. Forget the commercial break. Bring that skinny jean wearing yellow belly coward out here right now.
Yellow belly coward. Let's go.
Pete out there like hooping
so when we come back, it's gonna be time to hear from our friend Dustin Starr. And also, we're going to keep you updated because the trade deadline will technically expire during this break.
Yeah.
Although there will be, I would imagine, a trade or two at least on the other side of it. So keep it locked. We got much more to come here. A busy show. Stick around.
So you need to sell your house? I have the solution. Call 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. Any house, any area, as is. It's literally as simple as that. Just pick up your phone. Call 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. Guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your house fast, call Bill at 901-406-1101. That's Bill at I Buy Houses.
The NFL season all comes down to this. Super Bowl 56 with the Rams taking on the Bengals. To celebrate, FanDuel Sportsbook is hooking up all customers with a risk-free same-game parlay. New and existing customers can place any same-game parlay of 3 legs or more on the Super Bowl, and if you don't win, FanDuel will refund you. Already have an account? Just place your risk-free same-game parlay before the Super Bowl to qualify. New customers join today with promo code CASH to enjoy 56-1 odds on either team to win the Super Bowl. You can turn a $5 bet into $280 cash. FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, must be 21 and older, present in Tennessee. Refund issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Max refund $5 unless otherwise specified. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call the Tennessee Red Line at 1-800-889-9789.
It's a new year. That means it's time for a floor model sale at Family Leisure. You can help Family Leisure make room for all the new 2022 products that are coming in. All floor models are priced to move right now. If it's on the floor, it's on sale. But you better hurry to get these special savings because once these floor models are gone, folks, they're gone. We're talking theater seating, massage chairs, arcades, foosball and hockey tables, all on sale. Shuffleboard tables, pool tables, they're on sale too. Plus, there's so much more on sale. And you can get New Year's deals on spas and swimming pools as well. Family Leisure needs the room for new inventory. So what's here has got to go. You can help them. The floor model sale is happening now at Family Leisure, Whitten Road at I-40, where family and fun come together. Happy New Year from our good friends at Family Leisure.
Simple, smooth, and every sip as easy as the last. Tito's handmade vodka tastes just as good with tap water as it does with your favorite mixer. Back in the day, Tito distilled, hand bottled, taste tested, sent to a few friends, then taste tested again to give you the finest juice around. No frills, no flavors, no fancy labels, just the good stuff. Just Tito's. For recipes, videos, and more, visit Tito'sVodka.com.
Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis and W253DF Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Now, back to Sports 56 Grind Time. This hour is brought to you by Poultry Power. Here once again are Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane.
Well, it looks like as we begin hour number 2, the Lakers are not doing anything.
Who saw that coming?
They're still on the phone, Peter. They're on the phone, Peter.
The Lakers writer for The Athletic, Bill Oram, says, I'm told not to expect any last-minute deals for the Lakers. Despite several efforts, they were unable to get anything done before the deadline. This is their team.
Ordering pizza.
The Wolves,
they're on hold.
Standing pat, ladies and gentlemen.
They're on hold, Peter.
They're not. What?
Yeah, it's just like you stated, man. As long as they were on the phone before 2 o'clock, they're on hold.
Yeah, is it?
No.
Yeah, they've been on the phone since 1:45. I have a direct line to Mrs. Bus. Yeah.
Houston is trading Daniel Tice to the Boston Celtics for Dennis Schroeder. A package involving Dennis Schroeder.
Schroeder!
All that money he missed out on. Did we forget about that?
Y'all
when he bet on himself?
him.
No. Well,
I think Brad Stevens did a nice job actually as a GM here. I think he's made the Celtics better.
Yeah,
they're
he's slick ass.
He's
Jeremy Grant ain't going nowhere.
He's gonna make a coaching change though.
Yes.
Yeah, he's gonna.
You know what team I'm surprised didn't do anything?
Shams Sharani is saying Jeremy Grant remains with the Detroit Pistons as NBA trade deadline ends. Grant and the Pistons have comfortability with each other going forward. I
don't think he ever wanted out of there. I don't ever think
I think the word is just comfort. I don't know what comfortability is.
Comfortability. You have comfortability with each other. Sounds like something I say. You know what team I'm surprised didn't do anything? I thought the Hawks for sure were going to make some moves. Like they're good. They are holding.
Maybe they have.
Hey, maybe it's something we don't know about.
They could have got off of Gallinari. I think so. Yeah.
They'll be all right.
Because they still have Hunter. Yeah.
The Hawks are better than their record, I think, too. So they'll be all right.
Could be. They were certainly last year very similar, around 500, and then they kind of exploded in the second half of the season into the playoffs. So there you go. All right, so good stuff, wild stuff. We're going to keep you updated if anything else comes through in the next little bit. But we got some more big news coming your way with our good friend Dustin Starr, who joins us now. He comes on every Thursday, the man behind Championship Wrestling from Memphis over at the Wrestle Center. And Star, there's some big things happening, my friend.
There are, man. How you guys doing?
Good, brother.
Good, man. How about yourself?
Everything good, man. Who would have thought that, like, right now that we'd be talking about the Memphis Grizzlies being the most exciting team in the NBA, and then also for so many years we didn't have Memphis Wrestling, and now we've got Memphis Wrestling and big news there and all sorts of shows and everything. So, like 1 year ago, who would have thought? There's all sorts of cool stuff going on, man.
Well, you got to hit us with the info because you teased it online. You talked about there's big things happening. You got to let us in. You got to let us in on the news.
Did you guys see AEW last night? The Texas Death Match.
Oh my God, yeah.
Oh
absolutely.
My gosh, the Murder Hawk Monster destroyed Adam Page on Dynamite last night. I've never seen something like it. They took the top rope off. He literally threw Adam Page out of the ring onto the steel steps back first. Almost killed this guy. It's absolutely insane. And I wanted to announce this ahead of time, but I was told not to because I didn't know all this was going on. So the Murder Hawk Monster, Lance Archer, is on his way back to Memphis Wrestling on Sunday, April 10th, and he is going to go one-on-one with the gun show Bret Michaels at the Wrestle Center.
Wow.
It's going to be a mess now.
How about
that?
It's
going to be huge. And last time Archer was here, many, many months back, they went toe-to-toe, and Gun Show knocked Archer out of the ring. There's a whole big thing there, and everybody said, put him in the ring, let him go one-on-one. what better time than right now? So fresh off the big main event last night on Dynamite, Archer's coming. That's April the 10th. Tickets went on sale like right now. So if you want to get them, I know that the ringside will all be sold out very, very quick. And I know it's not till April, but those tickets will sell out ringside for sure. So you got to get them, championshipwrestlingmemphis.com. We also announced several fundraisers where we're going to help out some soccer team out in Trenton, Tennessee, and then the police and fire departments out in Black Rock, Arkansas. So we're getting out there a little bit and, not just staying in Memphis, but trying to help some of the communities that have been watching wrestling for so long that we haven't quite met yet, on this program. So lots of cool stuff coming up, guys.
Man, that is huge. That is huge. What a get. What a get for you guys. Cause we saw the Murder Rock Monsters, you said, a few months ago. Now, look what's happening in AEW. Look what's happening here. I mean, these connections that you've talked about, I mean, this is extremely interesting. And, man, I can't wait. That's going to be a heck of a match.
Man, here's the fantasy booking that everybody's going to talk about, I think, is that the Gun Show's the Memphis Heritage Champion. And if he's still the Memphis Heritage Champion on April 10th, and by the way, he's been pretty dang good. He's undefeated for over a year now.
Mm-hmm.
But so does
got a little
Archer.
Roman Reigns kind of vibe going right now with him.
Man, but could Archer beat him and capture the Memphis Heritage Championship and take it to the AEW or wherever he's going to? Or could the Gun Show pull off what might be a huge upset? I mean, would it be an upset for anybody to beat Lance Archer, the Murder Hawk Monster? So there's some really cool stuff going on here, and I don't know exactly what's going to happen when these guys get in the ring, but it's going to be explosive. I can't wait.
Dustin, now I'm the king of falling down YouTube rabbit holes and coming back to talk to you about stuff that I saw at 2 a.m. So
oh boy.
Here's this week's edition.
Okay.
I'm watching a video, and it's Stone Cold Steve Austin talking about the difference between the rings, like the mat, going from WCW to WWE. And then he said that WCW had a much more friendlier ring. He said it sounded different, it felt different. And then he said when he came to WWE, it was like he said he was a master of bouncing back up. Like he could take a fall and get back up. He said, but in WWE it wasn't the same. He was like that. The mats there were like a torture chamber. It was like falling on concrete. And then he said now they've kind of redesigned things and made it a little easier. Why do things like that seem? It just seems like wrestling is still kind of behind as far as like it seems that's something that should have been taken care of a long time ago. Why are you trying to save archaic type thoughts as opposed to keeping these guys as safe as possible and making the match look as good as possible? Like why would you want to have match? Why would it take so long to have matches that aren't like tearing guys' backs up? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. So WWE historically has had the largest ring, so they're a 20 by 20.
Mm-hmm.
So it's huge, and they've always had guys like Andre the Giant, Big Show. Really, it's the land of the giants there. So they had to have a tougher ring, a stronger ring, and it's bigger. The ropes are even different. There's seagrass ropes. Now on the other side, WCW, it was, I believe, an 18-foot ring, and it could have been a 16. 16 is probably one of the smallest, but we have an 18 by 18 at the Wrestle Center, and it seems to compact the action a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
The WCW ring had cable ropes. They're much, much tighter to where you could see Rey Mysterio do a whole lot of stuff on those ropes that he wouldn't be able to do back in the day with the WWE ring. But the rings are totally different rings. They bump totally different, which is really weird. It's kind of comparable to a basketball player knowing the difference on a grip on a basketball.
Mm-hmm.
The average everyday person wouldn't, but that's what they do. So yeah, you could definitely tell the difference in the rings. I don't know why it took so long for WWE to catch up. They still do have a 20 by 20 ring, but the old wives' tale is that when Vince McMahon started wrestling and took a bump, he went, "Gee, this hurts," and then he had it changed. So the rings are a little bit more forgiving. But I will say this: the WWE is actually way ahead of anybody else as far as like sterilizing the rings and spraying them down, and I mean they do everything from steam clean the ring skirts before they go live on the air, and before anybody's able to get in the ring and touch it, they disinfect the entire ring. It's like a brand new ring every time. They even have several ring canvases all put on at the same time. So if there's an accident and somebody bleeds, they will not have the rest of Monday Night Raw 3-hour program with blood droplets in the ring. They would literally, during a commercial break, take that canvas off, and you'll never even know it. We saw them repairing a turnbuckle post while a promo was going on live in the ring when they were here in Memphis, and the camera never caught it, and you never even knew it happened, but those that were live could see it. Anyway, that's a whole other thing. But the rings are totally different, WCW and WWE. I would imagine that the AEW ring now is very similar to a WCW ring. And if you're talking about like the differences in rings, there was a 6-sided ring at one point. What did they call that, Peter? They had a special name for it, but
like that. It was the hexagon, and then it was what was that called?
Name, but it was different.
Oh gosh, man!
I wrestled in one, and it was like confusing as to which rope are you going to hit.
Well, yeah, I can imagine how that thing would be weird. I got it. Like it was an interesting like idea, but I don't know. It was a little gimmicky.
Too much change. Too much.
Yeah,
change.
It's too hard to figure out. It just was weird in the ring, and you couldn't quite. It's if you're gonna change, you can change a lot of things about wrestling, but man, just a ring, like 3 ropes, 4 corners. Okay, let's not do anything more than that. And then you can get foolish if you want with some other stuff. Speaking of AEW, what about Keith Lee making his debut last night for AEW in at Dynamite? Crowd going nuts. Him showing just what he's all about, and then the first thing he does is to throw Isaiah Cassidy damn near into the back of the arena.
So
An unbelievable spot
man.
right out of the gate to showcase his strength. And when you saw Limitless pop up and you see him, it seemed like it was kind of a no-brainer. But I don't know. I watched this guy like perform, and I'm just like, man, what's WB thinking? Like, you can't do something with him? Like,
I don't know.
That seems weird to me. I don't get it. Because it's not like he's a bad guy. Like, he's a great guy, and everyone seems to love him. In addition, he's a good dude. So, like, what in the world? Like, I just don't. It seems like malpractice from the WWE's perspective.
He is so methodical when he slowly looks out into the crowd. They're chanting something to him. I mean, it's so good, and his moves and everything. And I like the fact that he doesn't look like a cookie cutter wrestler. I like the fact that he's got his shorts on with his belly hanging over. He is a badass, and he showed it on AEW Dynamite last night. And I don't know what the WWE was thinking, but the other part of me that makes me kind of think is like, why? Is he that big of a star? We're going to find out, because what happens is AEW signs the guys, and they have this massive debut that's awesome. And then it's hard to have everybody be a top guy. You know what I mean? Like Christian. Christian's kind of on the back burner now, and he was kind of in the title picture a little bit with Adam Page for a minute. But so I'm anxious to see what Keith Lee does next, because it was such a good debut. Like, to me right now, CM Punk, if he wasn't doing something with MJF, I would kind of be tired of hearing him cut his promo, because it's kind of the same thing after you do it for a while. Like, let's get into the good stuff. Let's see Punk versus, Bryan. We're finally going to get, Bryan versus Mox. That's going to be cool, but I want to see what they do next with Keith Lee. Okay, so if WWE missed out that big, then let AEW show us what they did miss out. Does that make sense? Is that cool?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. He's awesome. Let's show him.
Des, I got a question as far as guys and their names. How was Keith Lee able to – is that his real name? Is that his legal name, Keith Lee? Is that how he was able to bring that over? And also, if guys – what's the best strategy if you're a guy who that kind of stuff matters to you? If you're coming into the business youngest, independent, if you're trying to keep a certain name, what's the best way to go about doing it as you're traveling from, promotion to promotion?
It's very hard. I mean, it's so rare. Like, CM Punk was able to keep his. AJ Styles kept his. As far as their names, I think Keith Lee, I'm trying to put it up on Google real quick. Birth name is Keith Lee, so his name is Keith Lee, so that's how he was able to keep his. But really, man, unless you're a big enough star on the independent scene, or you came from somewhere else, they want to, and I can understand that they want to create a name for you to where they can market it and own it and continue to make money on it forever and ever and ever. But you got to be like AJ Styles. I was shocked when they brought AJ Styles in as AJ Styles because they had never done that before, or very rarely done that before. Punk was another one that comes to mind, but it's very rare, man. You got to have a lot of momentum going into the WWE, especially now with the marketing being so big, social media and all that kind of stuff. All these video games and Twitch and all that stuff, they're making a killing off of that. So WWE likes to own that, and it's cool that Keith Lee kept his name, but it's his real name.
Yeah.
Well, you can, it's all about the trademark and all that stuff. And I mean, Vince has been extremely vigilant about that stuff. But it seems as though he's gotten a little less so with some of these guys later, as you mentioned. And to go back to your point about AEW and how they sort out talent. I mean, that's called being a big time organization. That's what it is. Like you have, if you're going to compete with WWE, guess what? You don't have, one or two main eventers, and then everybody else is just whatever. Like you got to have 10, 15 guys that can be in the mix at any given time. And if you're going to put on pay-per-views, you're going to put on major cards, you got to be able to fill those cards out with multiple big time matches. And they've got that.
Yeah. Peter, I guess the competitiveness in me, maybe I kind of look at it in a way to where they've hired Adam Cole, they hired basically the entire Undisputed Era, they've hired Keith Lee, I think Mercedes Martinez, I believe she was in NXT. My point is they've hired all these NXT folks that were released that never really hit the main roster. I know Keith Lee's a big deal and he's popular and all that kind of stuff, but he was never like a major deal on Monday Night Raw or on a pay-per-view. Was he, or did I maybe one or two kind of?
Oh, I think he had a little quick little kind of run of extreme popularity, but for the most part he was more back burner for the majority of his time.
NXT. So AEW has signed a bunch of quote competition NXT because they were on the same day and had their Wednesday Night Wars. But why? Like, I think that's something that I would take a look at, in 6 months or a year from now, and see what those guys are doing. What those guys and gals are doing. You know what I mean? Am I going too far with that?
Yeah, I mean,
all the NXT guys.
I mean, that's true, but so I would think if we had talked about this 3 years ago, I would think that's one of the things we probably would have said was, you look at WWE, hoovering up huge amounts of independent talent as best they can and putting them in NXT or putting them in whatever development or getting them on development contracts or stuff like that. Most of those guys were under their auspices because they had the money, the competition wasn't as fierce, and they wanted to preclude anyone from starting any kind of promotion up that could be a threat to them. So anybody that was going to be serious is going to have to go that approach. I don't really think there's not enough talent that's known outside. Like you can go to the IWGP if you want to go to New Japan. You want to go, so like you could bring in some guys like that but that's not really going to get the people hyped.
But an entire stable of guys. They had an entire stable of guys, and I'm not being a hater, but I'm just saying that entire stable of guys did not make it to Monday Night Raw or SmackDown.
Yeah, but that doesn't. Again, it's the same thing it's like trading in the NBA or something. Like sometimes guys don't get opportunities, and sometimes guys are blocked, and they get traded and they get an opportunity and they're able to be bigger and better.
Disagree.
I mean, you look at what happened initially when the Radicals, went that entire stable went from WCW to WWE back in '99, and that was they were a whole stable of guys that didn't really shine in WCW, and then all of a sudden they were champions in huge parts of things. So I think there's a precedent for it. The other thing that would be different to me, Dustin, is if they were being used exactly the same way, but there's such a distinction. And I give AEW a lot of credit for this because we know WWE is the production value is off the charts. Like they have an incredible budget. They spend it. They they can produce all day long and twice on Sunday. That's what they've always been great at. I think AEW's done a really good job of producing a unique product that looks different. Like you can tell when you watch it, just if you just glance at it, you glance at the wrestling ring, you could tell that's not WWE. And it looks high quality and it looks good and it's big and it's different. So those same guys, even though they're the same guys, you're putting them in a totally different environment. And I think that does change things and freshen them up. Obviously, they got to keep doing that. They can't just rest on their laurels. But I think they've done a pretty good job of kind of putting them in the mix and making it work.
Yeah. No, I agree. I'm not being a hater. I'm just saying it looks like we'll continue to talk every week, and then this will come up when these guys, and we'll see what they do. I'm here for it. I want to see Keith Lee become a world champion. I would like to see Adam Cole live up to what all the fans felt like the WWE should have done with him. And there's so much great talent out there, guys. You realize that a lot of these no competes or 90 days aren't even up yet. John Morrison is out there. I think he's not available until like the 17th of February. Morrison, Johnny Drip Drip's going to show up somewhere. Jeff Hardy was rumored, but it came out that his 90-day no compete wasn't even up. So then I think everybody knew it's kind of probably going to be Keith Lee as the surprise. But Jeff Hardy, he's going to come back. He's going to come on AEW and be with Matt. The story out of that camp was WWE offered him the Hall of Fame spot, but without Matt, and so he turned it down. He's only going in with his brother. That's pretty cool. That's a good little backstory there.
That's really cool, yeah.
It's really, really cool. That's a big thing to turn down, but I'm glad that he did it. I think they go in together for sure. But Jeff, it's 100% that Jeff Hardy is going to show up, in AEW. And Killer Cross, he's out there. He was, I think, going to be a big star with Scarlett. And these are NXT people that we're talking about. They didn't quite work out on Monday Night Raw, but that was a whole creative thing. So there's so much talent out there, and I can promise you're not only going to see them on AEW and WWE, you're going to see a lot of them on Memphis Wrestling too. So stay tuned to that. I've got dates for the entire year, and I'm trying to decide on the best, most strategic way to drop them,
Well, tell us again, remind everybody what's coming up in that big announcement that you made earlier on, and then tell everybody what's coming up here in this weekend.
Yes, this weekend, Sunday. So, yes, it is Super Bowl Sunday, but it's not only just Super Bowl Sunday. It's Super Bout Sunday. We're going to have some super bouts on the card. We've got the Ring of Honor World Champion, Jonathan Gresham, in the house going against the National Treasure, Nick Aldis. Mickie James, fresh off the Royal Rumble appearance. That was pretty cool. She took out the Knockout Championship out on WWE television. She's going to be in the house. We have a big women's championship match that we just announced. And then, of course, the Gun Show versus Austin Lane. This is the first time ever that these guys are competing against each other. But also, they're both undefeated in Memphis Wrestling, and they're both very well liked by the people. So this is going to be really cool. It's our Super Bout. It's our one-year anniversary Blockbuster Spectacular. There are some tickets still available, championshipwrestlingmemphis.com. This weekend is going to be awesome, and we're going to get you guys out of there before the Super Bowl. So we start at 2 o'clock bell time. We'll be done by 4. And then also there's a VIP session at 12:30 and immediately following the event if you want to meet Mickie James or Jonathan Gresham and Nick Aldis. And then, of course, we've got shows lined up. Booker T is coming on March the 6th. We've got Scotty 2 Hottie that's coming on March the 27th. We're doing a fundraiser in Trenton, Tennessee on March 18th, and the very next day we're in Black Rock, Arkansas for a fundraiser with the police and fire department. And then I just announced that April 10th, tickets went on sale today, the Gun Show, one-on-one with the Murder Hawk Monster, Lance Archer. I can't wait. All of it's there at championshipwrestlingmemphis.com, and I appreciate you guys for letting me make the announcement here.
Man, that's huge. Glad you did it, folks. It's big. This is big. 2022 is going to be massive, and it already is for Memphis, for the Memphis wrestling scene, for Dustin, for Championship Wrestling for Memphis. So happy to be part of it and jump on board. Dustin, have a good one, my friend. We'll talk to you next week.
You guys as well. I'll see you then.
All right, Dustin Starr joining us. So we have. It has been confirmed Grizzlies will not be making any trades, which is kind of what we expected.
Yeah.
to be honest. Maybe a minor deal, but nothing came up.
Yeah.
Zach
Kleiman goes live at 3. Media availability. He's going to talk about the inactivity of the team at 3 o'clock today.
There you go. I
might hop on, man. I might hop on it and see what you do.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Why in the heck
Like,
would
what
you?
are you hiding? No, but some questions do need to be asked. Like, when you're making this kind of move and you got guys on expirings, I mean, I want to hear what he has to say and see his facial expressions when he talks about, the Tyus Jones of the world, the Jared Culvers, the Kyle Andersons. I want to see what he has to say about it.
Mm-hmm. Well, why don't you jump on?
30 minutes. Hey, I got to go, man. I'm about to get myself ready for that. I don't think I'm going to do the rest of the show.
Okay. All right. Well, that's what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, we'll see y'all in a few minutes.
They didn't even email. They haven't emailed me, so I don't even know.
Hey, I got a direct text. I got a direct text, Peter. Don't worry about
it. Oh, well, no, I didn't get that.
The email hadn't came out yet. I was told that the email is coming. That's what I was told.
Okay.
Is it MLK Day again?
What?
He said you out. It's Martin Luther King Day again?
Brothers don't work on draft day.
There we go. All right, so as we continue here, Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5.
Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio, presented by Tito's Vodka, from 11 to 1 every weekday on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
I'm Brian Elder. There are a lot of ways to ruin your roof. Probably none worse than ice and snow. Google the term ice dam, and you'll understand that standing snow and ice can destroy your home's interior. Call me, 867-0303. Damaged ceilings or interior? It's time to call Brian Elder Roofing, 867-0303. We're a platinum preferred contractor with Owens Corning, so we've been vetted and trained by the best. You've known the name for years. Call me before you call your insurance company. We won't try to sell you a new roof if you don't need one. We'll measure your roof from outer space. Call me, 867-0303 or BrianElderRoofing.com.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Hewlett & Dunn Boot and Clothing Company, we have it all. From handmade Amish leather belts, fine and casual clothing, boots, casual boots, work boots, fancy boots, and even safety-toed boots. Lots of cowboy hats to choose from, even Nebo lights, Orco hard coolers, good-looking duck head dress shirts, duck head caps, shorts, and pants. Tons of jeans from Ariat, Wrangler, Devil Dog, and Kimes Ranch jeans. At Hewlett & Dunn, we have a great selection of Old South t-shirts and caps. Fine clothing from dress to casual to Sunday best. Enjoy choosing from UFO's orthopedic approved shoes. Hewlett & Dunn Boot and Clothing Company. Boots of every size, every color, every skin. Great quality Western, work, and safety toe boots. Hewlett & Dunn Boots and Clothing Company. 111 North Center Street, Collierville. Hewlett & Dunn. Hewlett & Dunn, serving you and your family since 1961.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you 24/7, with supplies and solutions for every industry, and access to product specialists ready to help. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you want to make money in sales, Flynn Broadcasting wants you. If you can sell, Flynn Broadcasting has a great career waiting for you. If you can sell, we have great benefits, salary, commission, sales leads, and a great place to work. If you can sell, let us know today. Send your resume to jobs@flynn.com. Can everyone sell? No. But if you can, Flynn Broadcasting wants you. Apply today at jobs@flynn.com. Start your great career today at jobs@flynn.com. Flynn Broadcasting wants you.
Now, back to Sports 56 Grind Time. This hour is brought to you by Poultry Power. Here once again are Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane.
Hey, no trades for the Grizzlies.
None of them.
0 trades.
Jeannie Buss told me she gonna chill, y'all.
Stop.
So. She said she gonna chill, so go ahead. So you can stop looking. Y'all can stop looking. She said she gonna chill.
Yeah,
Yeah. Enos Freedom has already been moved from Boston to Houston and then cut. So if he wants to go talk to the various action conferences and stuff, and wants to do his thing, he's free to do so.
God, dog. I almost cussed on there, Lord.
Lord. Oh yeah. You welcome.
Shout out
you
to,
welcome.
Shout out to at FKA Buzz Hillary on Twitter. Apparently a lady named Hillary who said 21 hours ago, her tweet was, "I just gave James Harden a lap dance and he told me he's a Sixer." And then she just tweeted a little bit ago, "Told you so." So
Hey.
shout out to the real newsmakers out here.
Hey, man. Hey, what do I say all the time, bro? Like, y'all can say, if I ain't heard it from Woj and them, it ain't real. These guys live real lives, bro. Like, people, they interact with people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's living a real life for sure. He's interacting with a certain type of person quite a bit.
Hey.
Shout out to FKA Buzz Hillary right there. That's
a pretty dope name.
That's good.
Indicating to Ron Killery. Ron Tillery.
Ron Killery.
the killer. That's right. The bullet, we used to call him. I don't believe so, but you have to ask him. What's going on before we talk about this trade? What's going on with this coach Sidney Carter?
Hey,
from Texas A&M, who's
I used to be a South Carolina Gamecocks fan. Those the Lady Gamecocks.
Peter, you saw it too?
Yeah.
Amen. Amen.
I mean,
she's no Coach Ivy though, but good gracious.
I mean, she's out here just she's wearing, like, people are criticizing what she's wearing, which is crazy.
Hey,
she's wearing the
what
outfit
kind
she's
of
wearing,
hater are
pink.
Yeah,
she's wearing some nice tight pink,
pink.
leather pants.
I ain't mad at her.
She's a Christmas tree as well.
I mean,
fa la 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 la, fellas.
I ain't mad at her at all.
She got kind of a Mrs. Incredible sort of look to her, which is nice. I appreciate that.
Mrs. Incredible.
Have you ever seen The Incredibles?
Yeah.
She got a little bit of that going, which is great. Big fan.
Why can't the University of Memphis be trailblazers? You know.
I know. I mean, I can't believe people are
dare to do something the impossible. You know.
I cannot believe that people are criticizing her. Well, I mean, I can't believe it, but it's just,
of course,
like, man, just what are you talking about? Let people. She could not be more covered up. I mean, it's some tight pants, but like whatever, man. Come on.
He is just smiling.
I think I'm okay. I think I'd be okay with my college coach.
let her be who she wants to be. That's so beautiful.
I think I'm okay with my coach having white toes out.
Come on, you see that?
I'm okay with it. Yeah, I'm okay with it, bro.
Of course you are.
He said Mrs. Incredible. I'm more of a Jessica Rabbit guy.
God, dog.
Look at her.
Man, I mean, her different. She's tremendous.
So you didn't know that I just said that to you? Okay.
No, I've done my research, but
okay.
I didn't go as deep down.
I've done the research on this before.
Now you're doing a deep dive.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you got to go deeper on this, but I mean,
I noticed the white toes now, so it's a whole nother ball game at this point. So.
Clinical research going on in the studio.
Everybody just let her do her thing. Let our women dress, the way they want.
Yeah,
to.
she's fully
let
covered.
Adidas, let Adidas tweet out pictures of naked boobs. That's fine. I mean,
liberation, man. Like,
yeah.
Go mess with Becky Hammond. Leave her alone.
Don't mess with none of them.
Go mess with none of them.
If she wants to coach topless, it's fine with me. I don't care. It's fine with me. I'm not going to have a problem with that.
What if Sane did his show topless?
CJ did it.
Fine with me.
He said CJ did it.
He did. Yeah.
CJ did it for a little bit and then was asked not to ever do it again.
God,
oh my goodness, for real. Oh my goodness, y'all got some stories.
So, but hey, if it's fine with me. I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. I mean, we're in there. We go. Back in the before times, we used to go in locker rooms and stuff, and you got dudes out here, changing clothes and all this. Man, that's part of the game.
Times have changed.
Big 12.
Yeah,
God.
It ain't that kind of party, but
He said not that kind of party.
Game
Let's talk about
17,
y'all, man.
though. Huh?
He has not stopped smiling yet, Peter. Look at him.
Oh, I know he's doing the deep.
My mama say skinning and grinning. What mama say skinning and grinning. Look at him.
Had to put my thumb over the cameras just then. This game 17 for the kid though.
I can't blame him. I can't blame him. I can't blame him.
No, but Tiger basketball.
There you go. Give your people what they want. They've been calling in asking you about Mr. Sane.
Tigers, Tigers.
There we go, baby.
Hey, I'm over here. Get that Jack Purtle chicken dance music going, bro.
Look, Jack Purtle chicken dance.
We back.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Memphis Tigers.
We back, man. For Tyler Harris. For hey, we back now, bro. You don't feel it, Peter?
Tyler Harris.
For you don't feel it, Peter?
No.
Take a look around. The whole world's coming together now. You feel it?
Can you
feel it? Can you feel it? Yes, sir. We back, man.
Say you see your number one fan right here?
Who?
He just walked in. Look.
Oh yeah, my boy John Morgan.
Morgan.
People
loves him some Sane.
That man gonna choke me one day for playing with his name like that too. Man, Coach.
He actually adores you.
Man, Coach Carter.
What did you make last night? Tigers victorious?
Oh, the Tigers played last. Oh, Coach Carter took me down that slippery slope again. Yeah, a big win, man. You rather win than lose. Here's the only thing I'm kind of bothered about. All right, it's like I think we're kind of putting the cart before the horse too much as a fan base. So I'm like, bro, like we beat Tulane. Great. We beat ECU I think the other night. It's a big difference between them and the teams we got coming ahead. Scrapping out a win against Tulane kind of. They didn't scrap it out, but they got a little bit too close for comfort. But beating Tulane at home and then going to take on Houston on the road, it's like people are assuming we're going to go up there and beat Houston. Like, beating Houston on the road is one thing, and then expecting Houston to lose 2 games in a row is another thing. So it would be a very tall task. I think the Tigers are coming in already as a double-digit underdog. Mm-hmm. They've got the talent to beat. Man, Memphis has the talent to run the table, including the conference tournament. But it's just a matter of we're betting too much on stuff that we haven't seen, as if it's assumed to happen. You kind of get what I'm saying? Like, you're hearing a lot of people talking like, "Oh yeah, man, just go out there beat Houston." Like, bro, we barely beat. Like, we lost to like Tulane and ECU this year. I mean, but they've got the talent, man. They're full strength right now. They seem to be playing well. Dare I say the chemistry looks okay? And bro, like, here's a real question: like, what would this team be if Tyler Harris didn't, the last guy you signed, if Tyler Harris didn't come back as a walk-on this year? Like, where would we be? Because Tyler Harris hit some threes last night when the game was getting a little bit too close for comfort. Tigers up 5, he hits a 3, you're up 8. That type of stuff happened like 2 or 3 times in the last few minutes of the game. Like, where would we be if it wasn't for freaking Tyler Harris this year?
We look like Tick Price's Tigers.
How many more bad losses would we have for real? Like, if Tyler Harris went in?
Oh, he's been hugely important. I mean, there's no question about it. He's been hugely important for this team. It's not something that you would expect. It's not something we really considered. When he was brought and he did the walk-on thing, wasn't really talked about much. But man, he's been absolutely phenomenal, and it's a you could tell with him it's a mentality thing. Like he really wanted to come back. He really. He plays fearless in a way that not everybody can play. He's a special player, man. He's a special player for this team. So I give him kudos because he didn't have to do it. He's done it, and Memphis is just hovering around where they need to be, just right in the mix. A lot of teams, again, look, this year's been disappointing for a lot of teams.
Mm-hmm.
Memphis is certainly one of them, maybe the most disappointing team, but you got teams like North Carolina who really have struggled. A lot of the ACC teams in general, Syracuse certainly, West Virginia has been particularly poor this year. Wichita State, Cincinnati, two American teams have also been poor, much poor, more than you expected. A lot of these teams just haven't lived up to the hype. So, Memphis is not alone in that regard. It's been a weird year, but I do think the Tigers. I'm just not ready to talk about turning corners or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. No,
I mean they've done exactly what they were supposed to do. They had 3 home games against 3
bums,
like one bum that they'd already lost to, by the way. Another kind of bum-ish team that they'd already lost to, and a decent team in Tulane that they'd already lost to. And so they won those 3 games back. They got the little revenge tour at home. They were supposed to win those games, and they did. Now the next 3 they are not favored, statistically at least, on the computer side to win. So it's 1-possession games with Cincinnati and SMU. On the road, and then the game Saturday against Houston, they are heavy underdogs to computers, odds makers, everybody. That's where you really kind of tell, has this team really changed?
Right. All this other stuff means nil.
Like if they put up a really good performance against Houston, even if they lose, that's not a big deal. But if they just show some serious scrap and they make it a tight game and it's almost all that, hey, you know what? I'm back on board. If they go in, at Cincinnati, Cincinnati's not great. They go to Cincinnati and handle business and look good in the process. Hey, you go to SMU, SMU's not that great. Handle business. Hey, man, you're right back where you need to be. I'm not going to move the goalposts entirely for this team, but that would certainly show that they have indeed gotten better and improved in the way they need to.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. You don't particularly have to go out there and beat Houston this weekend. If you can show that you're on that level, it makes you feel better for the rest of the season, even if you don't get an at-large bid. You look up, maybe, Houston loses, or you get another shot at them on neutral court, and maybe you can pull it out. But there's still a lot of optimism to be gathered for this season. I just like to see it based on something that's actually happened, though. Like we're kind of basing optimism on hope, like something we've never seen. We've struggled with some of the worst teams in the conference, but there are people talking like we're just about to go run the table, and I'd love to see that happen, but I can't. There's nothing I really can base it off of. That's my only thing. That's why I'm not getting uber excited. And do I want to see this work? Yes. But I just don't. My optimism doesn't match a lot of the talking heads and fans when it comes down to how this thing can play out.
No question. We'll come back. We'll wrap things up here as we continue live and local from the Family Leisure Studios, Real Sports Talk Sports 56 and 98.5.
You have opinions?
Well, you gotta have an opinion.
We want to hear them. Call or text us on the AutoZone listener line at 360-8255. That's the AutoZone listener line at 901-360-8255.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
When you're watching the Tigers play or whatever team you support, you always look for the end result, the winning score. And when you're thinking of selling your home, the ultimate goal line is the closing table. This is Sheldon Rosengarten with Mark's Bensdorf Realtors. Getting your home sold for what you want and when you want it makes everyone happy. You should talk to 2 to 3 real estate brokers when you're thinking of selling your home, and make sure I'm one of them, especially if you want results. Most people have heard that when you want the job done, you need to call Sheldon. Call or email me today and find out about my highly successful strategic marketing program with the Shellbucks option. You can reach me at 682-1868 or memphisrelocate.com. That's Sheldon Rosengarten. Call today at 682-1868 or memphisrelocate.com. And go Tigers!
Say there was a place, the perfect place for everything you need for tailgates and patios, grills and chairs, charcoal and coolers, everything to make a great game or a great day. That perfect place wouldn't be a warehouse. It's East Memphis Ace Hardware. Locally owned and operated at Quince and White Station, East Memphis Ace Hardware is where you'll find Benjamin Moore paints, local plants from local growers, and Black & Decker tools. Around the block, what you need in stock with people who know their tailgates. Welcome to East Memphis Ace Hardware, the home convenience store.
Hi, everyone. Greg Gaston for FanDuel. The NFL season all comes down to this. Super Bowl 56 with the Rams taking on the Bengals. To celebrate, FanDuel Sportsbook is hooking all customers up with a risk-free same-game parlay. New and existing customers can place any same-game parlay of 3 legs or more on the Super Bowl, and if you don't win, FanDuel will refund you. Already have an account? To qualify, just place your risk-free same-game parlay before the Super Bowl kicks off. New customers, join today with promo code GASMAN to enjoy 56-1 odds on either team to win the Super Bowl. You can turn a $5 bet into $280 in cash. FanDuel is an official sports betting partner of the National Football League. Must be 21 or over and present in Tennessee. Refund issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Max refund is $5. Unless otherwise specified, restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you have a gambling problem, call Tennessee Redline at 1-800-889-9789.
Mount Moriah Auto Sales. What sets them apart? Great selection, quality, high-end to low-end cars, and low mileage. Mount Moriah Auto Sales is under new management. Ask for Emmett or Steven. Check out their great selection of cars or trucks. Choose from Dodges, Jeeps, Fords, GMCs, Infinitis, Porsches, Range Rovers, Lexus, Mercedes, BMWs, even Bentleys. Mount Moriah Auto Sales also has a great service department with 12 bays for everything from oil changes to alignment to new tires. Go to MountMoriahAutoSales.com. Pick out your like new car or truck today. Mount Moriah Auto Sales, right on the corner and right on the price.
Now, back to Sports 56 Grind Time. This hour is brought to you by Poultry Power. Here once again are Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane.
Your vein and hope in your brain. You'll never get nowhere.
This is a weird matchup. Trying to understand the logic.
It's a very weird matchup, but
hey, we all need some Brother James Solomon in that.
The believer's voice of victory mixed with
the model,
Rick Martel.
Hey,
I'm trying to understand the logic with it, though.
Hey, you, when you just signed off, you were talking about brain. So that immediately popped in my head. Get hope in your brain and dope out your vein.
All right, I got you, brother. Whatever you feel it, I feel it, man.
Hey, man.
A little arrogance.
And then I put a little arrogance on it. There you go. Man, I love y'all. See, y'all know me so well.
That's right, a little arrogance.
Put a little arrogance on it, man.
I put a little arrogance of FanDuel Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 56. And you know what? It's time. The Rams, Bengals, it's all happened. And new customers, you are going to have an amazing Super Bowl Sunday because you can bet $5 to win $280 on either team to win. And I'm telling you, I think you got to bet the Bengals. I feel like it's a team of destiny. Use promo code BIGHEAD when registering. That's promo code BIGHEAD to get your Super Bowl odds boost. You just got to download the FanDuel Sportsbook app, deposit at least $10, and pick your team. It's that simple. I'm telling you, I'm feeling it. It's just feeling it. It's, you know, when you watch the Super Bowl and you just kind of feel a team. I just think the Bengals just have that. I know it's the Rams. I know it's in LA. All that stuff. I feel it. I feel it. I feel Burrow. I feel it. It's going to happen. Love to watch it. Can't wait to see it. And of course, you know, listen, you want to throw in some fun prop bets too? Think about this, Anthony, saying, because, you know, like on top of everything else, you know, it's a fun way to play. But you want to start throwing in like let's pick some like what color is the Gatorade going to be? Like, who's going to win? What are they going to be, heads or tails on the coin toss?
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you have so many fun. So even people that are like hardcore, super big sports fans, all that stuff, right? You can jump in. But also, if you just got a friend who just likes to, you know, just dabble in it, have a little bit of fun, hey, it's cool too. You can do all that stuff for you. So it's really, really awesome. I love it. And as far as I'm concerned, go ahead and bet. Tails never fails.
Yeah. John Harden gave me a cool prop bet yesterday.
Yep, I was thinking about that too.
Yep. Did you hear that?
What's Harden's prop bet?
Harden said that the kickoff, but they said he always used a sparkling new ball for the Super Bowl for television. And they said that because of that, kickers very seldom get touchbacks on the opening.
Yep. So 18 out of 20, 18 out of the past 20 years, the kickoff has been returned.
Yep.
So what he's looking at is basically a double-edged sword. So from the new ball being kicked off, and then that person receiving the ball on the, at the beginning of the Super Bowl, you're amped up, your mom's watching, your wife's watching, they're gonna bring that ball out of the end zone. So I'm thinking about riding with that one big time.
Go ahead and put 1,000 on. Get your 1,000 back.
Okay. Get my 1,000 back.
Shortest
touchdown
scored. You think is going to be over 1.5 yards or under one? See, I think over. I think neither one of these teams is going to be. I don't think we're going to see short yardage.
Yeah, I think everything's going to have a little trot to the end zone.
So I think that's going to be plus 114. So that's a nice little bonus that you can throw in there too. Will either team score on their first offensive play?
Ooh,
no.
Well, that's minus 7,000. If you think that's easy money, go ahead and plow it in there if you want.
Yeah.
Yes, plus 4,300. So that means you go ahead and you could put just a tiny little bit down on that, and if you want to go crazy.
Yeah.
Peter? What about a team scoring it within the first 5 minutes? That's a plus 180.
Plus 180?
For real?
It goes up to plus 800 if you team scores in the first 3 minutes.
See, I think
I was tempted to do that because if a kickoff is returned, that's the first 3 minutes.
I like stuff like that. I like stuff like that.
So you like the 5 minutes and under 5 minutes?
Yeah, maybe 3 minutes even. Yes, it's plus
that 3 was
80,
kind of scary though. That 3 was ugh.
I mean, but both these teams can
high-powered offense.
Score any kind of way, field goal or touchdown?
Yeah, field goal or touchdown.
Point scored, safety.
I think I may be with it.
Yeah. Field goal.
So it's plus 800 with 3 minutes and plus 180 if you give it 5 minutes.
First minute is plus 3,800. So if you
my goodness,
first couple plays, then have at it. How about that? Anyway, you just they're all there for you. All those props. New and existing customers get great promotions, all those same-game parlays, all that good stuff is there for you. FanDuel Sportsbook, you know what, you love it. Use promo code BIGHEAD. Jump into the mix. You're going to absolutely love it with FanDuel Sportsbook. All right, so we were talking about the trade deadline. Just as a reminder for everybody, just so you know, there is no trade for the Grizzlies. Not going to happen. It will not happen. I'm so sorry, everybody.
Keeping the band together.
So if you were disappointed by that, if that's something that was upsetting to you, then I'm extremely sorry for you. I'm sorry for your loss. But that's the way that it's going to be. But besides that, listen, you saw a lot of teams work really hard. The East, especially, I think Boston has made themselves better with a number of these moves. Philly and Brooklyn have made a tremendous challenge trade that we'll find out who's the smartest team in the room because that could go really right or really wrong. Love it. Love it. And from the West, pretty much everybody just kind of said we're sticking with it, including the Lakers, who I guess are now going to have to start sniffing around the buyout market.
Never get nowhere smoking the pipe.
Hey, but the buyout market just ain't the same no more, man. Like, why? If I'm a vet, why am I going to the Lakers for?
Exactly right.
Come on, Darren, give me an answer, man. I need an answer.
Yeah. Why would you?
You know why you would go? Because you want to go there to get yourself out of school. You want to get rid of the drugs. And you want to get away from the in crowd. That's why you would go.
I'm gonna tell you the team that guys who get the buyout need to go. I'm gonna tell you one guy who needs to try to make a playoff run with the Memphis Grizzlies. That's one Marcus Gasol.
Yeah, I think so. But I think Marcus Albemarle Gasol is going to end up. I think Golden State. Let me just say he feels like a Golden State kind of situation.
You think Mark's going to try to make a comeback?
That wouldn't surprise me.
Let me find out y'all been texting.
Would not surprise me. I'll just put it that way.
I wish that man would come back and go to the Warriors. I found it, man. For real.
Oh man, I can't. I just wouldn't shock me. Not saying it's done, but just wouldn't shock me. I think he's paying attention. for sure. And I think it'd be a very fun story for them to come back with the Grizzlies. I think it would be a funny, it would be an interesting fit. I think it wouldn't be a bad fit at all, but I don't see it happening though with the Grizzlies.
Who? You say you don't see it happening?
No, not with Mark.
I don't want that man no way. You must thought I wanted him just because I said.
I didn't say whether you did or not. I don't know. just telling you what I think. I don't know. I mean, it could be. I don't know. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I don't see it. Put it that way. All right. So tomorrow we've got Adam Kramer joining us. A lot of weird, wild coaching stuff happening in the SEC. Brian Harsin, still with a job, was at SEC coaches meetings today, seemingly still employed. So there is that. We'll talk about that with him and the Super Bowl, of course, which is this weekend. Everybody have yourself a great Thursday. Coming up next, Sports Time. Y'all be good.
Tiger Nation Memphis baseball season tickets are on sale now for as low as $55 and $75 for premium seating. Premium seating features 2 SEC games in AutoZone Park, with Ole Miss and Mississippi State coming to town, as well as over 30 games. For details, call 901-678-2331 or go online to GoTigersGoTix.com. That's 901-678-2331 or GoTigersGoTix.com to get yours today.
You already know that Sunrise on Jefferson serves up the freshest and fastest breakfast or lunch in the city with only the highest quality ingredients. But there's so much more to Sunrise. This is a place you can rush through to get something to eat. But it's also a place where, if you have the time, you can enjoy it leisurely in a great atmosphere. Sunrise is full of beautiful folk art and, more importantly, features one of the most impressive Bloody Mary bars you're ever going to see. If you have the time, there's nothing like taking it at Sunrise.
I'm here at the Big Game headquarters, Total Wine & More, stocking up for the big celebration. The perfect bourbon, local craft beer.
Forgetting something?
Oh yeah, Cabernet, seltzers.
The day after is Valentine's Day.
Whoa, new game plan.
You got this. Total Wine can help you score the perfect bubbly, too.
Thank you, I would have been.
You sure would have.
Total Wine & More. Pickup and delivery available. Drink responsibly. Be 21.
There's an institution in East Memphis that I love talking about. It's the Spirit Shop at 4848 Poplar Avenue, right down the street from Clark Tower, and it looks like a log cabin. It's been around Memphis since 1969 with a family-owned, friendly, knowledgeable sales staff that is just a wonderful place to go. I love going in and talking wine or bourbons, and they've got such great selection. So if you've not visited the Spirit Shop in a while, it's been remodeled. You'll love what you see when you need spirits. Tell Eddie Wollo said hello. I know the sweetest thing in Memphis, and I know it's been around for 120 years. You know, I'm talking about Dinstall's, and it's time to stock up heavy on Cashew Crunch, Heavenly Crunch, Turtlettes, all of your favorite Dinstall's treats to watch the playoff games and to watch all the basketball. It's so easy to get. The sweetest thing in Memphis, all you have to do is head to Laurelwood or head to Germantown and Poplar right across from the hospital, or go where they make the candies. That's on Pleasant View. There's nothing that says Memphis better than Cashew Crunch with that little tinge of coconut, or the Turtlettes. Let's face it, there's nothing better than Dinstall's chocolate. That's the mainstay of all candies, isn't it? Milk chocolate, although their dark chocolate is pretty darn good. And if you get the peppermint with the dark chocolate and put it in the freezer, you're going to love it. So many ways to love Dinstall's. 115 years of making Memphis oh so sweet.
Do you know one of the best things you can do for your employees or family's health? Provide Arctic Clear bottled water. Arctic Clear bottled water is your locally owned and operated bottled water provider. Arctic Clear is 100% natural spring water with free delivery and setup, dependable service, and no long-term contracts. What an easy choice. Call Jeff Manus today, 901-382-2363, or visit arctic-clear.com. Arctic Clear bottled water. Call now, 382-2363. That's 382-2363.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis and W253DF Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations.